Good evening, everyone. You're watching The Playing Field, and we'd like to welcome you to our 2-hour mock draft special. And the guys on set are going to take you through the first round of their mock NFL draft. I want to introduce you to our fantastic talent tonight. We've got Dan I and Matt Bishop. And then we have our very own Commissioner Sebastian Edmond, who is on standby, going to give you the picks as they come on in. Actually, we've got some breaking news about the #1 pick, so I'm going to send it over to Matt in the office. What do you guys got?
Yeah, guys, I just got off the phone with an Atlanta official. The Falcons, yes, the Atlanta Falcons have moved up to the #1 pick. A lot of people, including myself, do expect them to select Jadeveon Clowney, the defensive end. Unconfirmed reports on how many picks the Falcons gave up to land the #1 spot. Houston moving down in the draft. We'll see where they end up.
Over to Commissioner Edmond.
Hello everyone and welcome to the 2014 edition of the Playing Field Draft. I am Commissioner Edmond. The Houston Texans have traded the #1 overall pick to the Atlanta Falcons. And with the #1 overall pick in the 2014 TPF draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Jadeveon Clowney, defensive end, South Carolina.
Saw Clowney, then Robinson, then Mack. Why did Mack go #1?
You know, I have Mack as the #1 player overall, I think, but then you got to think of team needs and fits.
And Ryan, I'm just sort of hearing a report. The Vikings have swapped with the Cleveland Browns. Minnesota is now at #4, so the Vikings have traded up to the #4 pick. Could we see our first quarterback? It seems as though Blake Bortles is going to be the pick here. Vikings on the
Vikings
clock.
With the 4th overall pick in the TPF 2014 NFL draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Blake Bortles, quarterback, University of Central Florida.
It seems as though, hold on, Ryan. I'm hearing Detroit. Detroit has traded with Oakland for the rights.
Is that confirmed?
To the 1,
Do
2,
you
3,
have that?
4,
Is that
5,
real?
5th pick, yes. The Lions are now on the clock. Detroit has traded up from #10 to #5. We talked
This has
about
got to
before.
be the Watkins
Could it
pick.
be Watkins?
This was the time for Sammy Watkins, because if he goes
But
any
there
lower,
are so many other wide receivers in this draft. Why would you trade up for Watkins? I understand all the upside he has, but you could wait for a Mike Evans. You could wait for a Marquise Lee.
With the #6 pick in the TPF NFL 2014 draft, the Houston Texans select Johnny Manziel, quarterback, Texas A&M.
There you have it. Houston takes the hometown kid. Reactions.
Why didn't they just take Clowney at #1? Come on.
They need a quarterback?
They need a quarterback, but you don't need to take Johnny Manziel right here.
you got to look that Derek Carr is the next best available
Yeah.
in his name. I've said it at the beginning. Quarterbacks are too questionable in this draft. I would not go with a quarterback right now if you're anywhere in the top 10.
See what Ryan and Matt have to say about Johnny Manziel taken at #6.
But there's no one really here that we see that could be realistically taken at D end or corner that fit the value. Johnny Manziel, he brings a spark to that offense.
Where will the Buccaneers go? Let's send it across to see where the Bucs will go at #7.
Let's talk a little bit about Mike Evans and what he'll bring to this Tampa Bay team.
No,
Offense.
this is a very great pick.
Smart.
No, this was awesome. This was my favorite pick so far in the draft.
These trades are looking worse
Yeah.
and worse for the teams that made the trades. The people that
Yeah.
were willing to get up there look really good, but they're going with options now that are a little bit tough.
With the #9 overall pick in the TPF NFL draft, the Buffalo Bills select Jake Matthews, offensive tackle, Texas A&M.
The Buffalo Bills, Jake Matthews, another Texas A&M guy. They're just coming out of the woodworks.
Ebron would have been a better option.
I saw Ebron going
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
That would have been my pick.
All right, so Atlanta got the pick from Houston for the #1, and they did select Jadeveon Clowney from South Carolina. He goes #1. Then you got #2, St. Louis Rams takes Greg Robinson. #3, Jacksonville Jaguars, Khalil Mack from Buffalo. He should be pretty good. Then
No.
let's see.
Not there.
All right, not there, but good in the league.
He'll be good
The
in the league.
Minnesota Vikings got their pick. They traded from Cleveland. They take quarterback Blake Bortles. Then rounding out the top 5, Detroit Lions from Oakland, Sammy Watkins, wide receiver Clemson.
They're gonna be
All
scary.
right, the next we got #6, Houston Texans, who traded away. Get Johnny Manziel, Johnny Football. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Mike Evans, wide receiver, another A&M player. The Cleveland Browns traded there and got it from Minnesota. Justin Gilbert, a cornerback. Buffalo Bills, the guys aren't too thrilled about this one. They take Jake Matthews, Texas A&M again. And then, as we just stated, Oakland Raiders take Anthony Barr at that number 10 pick.
The Tennessee Titans have selected Darqueze Dennard, cornerback, Michigan State.
Sitting at number 12, a really poor season for Eli Manning. Let's look over here with your team needs for the Giants. Tackle and a tight end. Do you see them going in one of those positions?
You know, Eric Ebron is still on the board there, but Eli Manning's getting up there in age, and you want to keep him off the ground. So they got a lot of options. They also need some help on their defensive interior. It's not up there, but they need some defensive tackle help. So if you look at here, the best available, we have Aaron Donald, Taylor Lewin from Michigan, and Zach Martin.
Ryan, it seems the commissioner has come up to the podium. We will have the pick for the New York Giants right now with Commissioner Edmond.
With the 12th overall pick in the TPF 2014 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Taylor Lewin, offensive tackle, Michigan.
Right you are. Commissioner Edmond has made his way to the podium yet again and has the announcement for the St. Louis Rams.
With the number 13 overall pick in the 2014 TPF NFL Draft, the St. Louis Rams select HaHa Clinton-Dix, safety, Alabama.
These are all starters. These are all guys that will be in that starting lineup come week 1. And the preseason is going to be more fun than ever because a lot of these guys are going to be impact players.
Yes.
And you got to see how they develop.
All right, well, breaking news, the Dallas Cowboys have traded their pick to the Green Bay Packers. I know, Matt, you're probably not happy. Another trade.
Another trade.
Let's see who the
Stop.
Green Bay's Packers have selected at number 16. Here's Commissioner Edmond.
The Dallas Cowboys have traded the number 16 overall pick to the Green Bay Packers. And with that pick, the Green Bay Packers select Eric Ebron, tight end, University of North Carolina.
The Cowboys are going to nab, obviously, their Packers' first-round pick this year. They're going to get the Packers' second-round pick next year and the Packers' third-round pick this year.
To me, as a Jets connoisseur, as you so eloquently described before, Odell Beckham has to be the pick here for me. Beckham, to me, is the most complete wide receiver, including Mike Evans in this draft. Some say they will go with Brandon Cooks. What directions do you see the New York Jets going in?
You think Beckham is the better fit here
Yes,
than Cooks?
I think
Definitely.
Beckham overall is just a better wide receiver. Does
now.
not matter what I think because Commissioner Edmond has made his way to the podium. Can't wait to see the crowd reaction on this one. Sebastian Edmond with the pick.
With the 18th overall pick in the TPF 2014 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Brandon Cooks, wide receiver, Oregon State.
Have Mike Vick to push Geno
Yes.
Smith and someone to teach him.
Yes.
Vick's saying that Geno is the guy. You know what? I think this is a good
Vick
move
isn't
for him
being-
because Geno didn't have anyone to throw to.
Yeah, but Vic isn't being paid to sit on the bench.
True,
Yeah.
but you know what? Open quarterback competition. He's being there to push.
Yes, absolutely.
Push Geno. Geno's still the guy of the future for the Jets.
But don't be surprised when Vic plays this year.
With the 19th overall pick in the 2014 TPF NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Zach Martin, offensive tackle, Notre Dame.
Yep, and Commissioner Edmond has once again made his way over to the podium. Sebastian has the pick for the Arizona Cardinals.
With the 20th overall pick in the 2014 TPF NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Teddy Bridgewater, quarterback, Louisville.
From Michigan, and then St. Louis Rams took HaHa Clinton-Dix. Then the 14th Chicago Bears took Aaron Donald from Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Steelers picked the cornerback Kyle Fuller. Then you have the Green Bay Packers who switched with Dallas, and they got Eric Ebron, a tight end, one of the best of the drafts. Then you have Baltimore Ravens taking Calvin Pryor from Louisville. The New York Jets with the 18th pick, Brandon Cooks. Then you have number 19 Miami Dolphins, Zach Martin. And finally, Arizona Cardinals taking a QB, Teddy Bridgewater from Louisville.
So you've got Phillip Rivers, you've got your weapons, and Phillip Rivers has proven that he's still a big-time quarterback.
Absolutely.
I think they got to look at the secondary here.
The San Diego Chargers select Lewis Nix, nose tackle, Notre Dame.
And Bortles go off the board. I'd be very surprised if Cleveland goes in another direction. Although the way this draft has gone, all the trades at the top, I wouldn't be surprised by
Yeah.
anything.
I must
No
say,
surprise.
I'm quite surprised that Bridgewater went before Carr in this, the way his stock has been rising. But Cleveland making the right
gotta
moves
be
right now.
thrilled. Gotta be
Trading down
thrilled.
from 4, letting Minnesota get Bortles there, knowing that Carr was their guy. We'll see if that's the way they go, but at this point, it would seem like anything else would be almost absurd for the Browns.
With the 26th overall pick in the 2014 TPF NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Derek Carr, quarterback, Fresno State.
Minnesota got their guy in Bortles, but why not wait, sit at 8, and get Carr?
right.
You're talking Detroit going up for Sammy Watkins. You're talking about
No, I'm giving. As much as I don't like the Detroit trade, you still got to give him an
you
A.
give Sammy Watkins, yes,
Yeah.
but it does not work for their system.
Over to Ryan and Matt. We're going to talk a little bit about day 2 and maybe who are some sleepers to come up in the next rounds of the draft. Guys?
All right, so in the war room for one last final time on this evening. Before we get to the sleepers, let's go back to the top. Falcons trade up to get Jadeveon Clowney. Lions trade up to get Sammy Watkins, probably the 2 biggest acquisitions of the night. Give me your take on both of those.
I think for Atlanta, getting Jadeveon Clowney will instantly fix a lot of the problems they had on that defense.